Listen, man, LeBron's a 6'9" freight train who handles the ball like magic, passes like Magic or Bird, has now, in most series, become a great outside three-point shooter. There are guards in the league. John Wall, Westbrook, 10 years in, can't figure out the three. The freight train can. Left hand, right hand, doesn't matter. Late, early, doesn't matter. Most minutes, guard the best player. Yeah, I mean, I said the real turning point for me with Michael Jordan, LeBron, Michael Jordan couldn't guard a center or a power forward. When LeBron, at a 6'9" power forward, decided in Derrick Rose's prime in a playoff series, he won the MVP that year, Derrick Rose. LeBron's like, I'm going to guard Derrick Rose late and shut him down. I mean, Michael Jordan couldn't go 1 through 5 and shut guys down. LeBron's guarding everybody. Now, he's not as good as he used to be defensively. Listen, here's why this argument with LeBron, and I don't count centers in my all-time list. I'll get to that later. Kind of a DNA lottery. Okay, but just remember this. Some of this, and a lot of this MJ LeBron stuff really comes down to something nobody ever talks about. Conference alignment. No, 2 words. What are you talking about? Conference alignment. Think about this. Michael Jordan couldn't beat the dynasty in Boston with Bird and McHale in 86 and 87. Couldn't beat it. Scored 60, couldn't beat it. And then he couldn't beat the Pistons dynasty, 88, 89, 90 in Detroit. He couldn't beat it. If the NBA was simply the NHL and Chicago was a Western team, Michael would have gotten to the finals in 89, where an old Laker team got swept in the finals, and in 90, when Portland made it, and they were never great, and MJ beat those guys. Michael would have gotten to the finals and lost to the Pistons both times, like he did in those years. LeBron's going to blow Michael away and everything. We're still holding and clutching to the 6 for 6. If the NBA was simply the NHL in alignment and Chicago was in the West, Michael would have gotten to the 89 and 90 finals and gotten his arse kicked. The truth is, LeBron's career, mostly the East is weak and the West has the dynasties. In Michael's career, the West wasn't as good and the East had 2 dynasties. But Michael would have gotten the finals and lost, but it's an alignment thing. Chris Broussard also makes this argument, which I don't buy.
Michael Jordan dominated the NBA in a way that LeBron hasn't. Once Michael Jordan started winning, he denied every superstar, Hakeem Olajuwon, Shaquille O'Neal, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, John Stockton, Carmelo. He denied them championships. LeBron has not denied the other stars championships.
But that, to me, is explainable because LeBron is in the era of mobility. What if Hakeem Olajuwon would have joined Stockton and Malone? Then Michael wouldn't have beaten that team in the finals. What if Hakeem would have joined Charles Barkley and Kevin Johnson and Dan Marley in Phoenix? Then Michael wouldn't have beaten the Suns. LeBron has faced, I said this once, not the name drop, but I will, our former president, Barack Obama. He was on a show I was on one time at the other place. And I asked him a question, and you knew that he cared about it because he gave like a 5-minute answer, and it was time for him to go, right? They give you time. You get the president for 8 minutes. He went 12 and a half. I said, you're the first president who's dealt with the vile, vulgar world of Twitter and social media. And it's a thing. It's a real thing that now presidents have to deal with and manage. Jimmy Carter didn't, and Reagan didn't, and Gerald Ford didn't, and Bill Clinton didn't. It's a real monster. Avalanches, tyranny of mob on Twitter every day. LeBron's dealing in the era of player mobility. But Colin, he started it. Whether he did or not, he's facing it. If you put Hakeem on those Utah teams or those Phoenix teams or that Portland team, Michael isn't 6 for 6.